Good morning, everybody. It is, what is today? Friday. It is 8:38 in the morning. That's what my watch says. My phone says that it is 9:38 in the morning. Okay, so this is part 4 of the introduction to the Feeling Good Handbook. Okay. He was born around 6 p.m. on October 13th, 1976. He's talking about David Eric, whenever his son David Eric was born. While his birth was a normal one, it was obvious that he was having difficulties breathing. He was bluer than a healthy baby should be, and he was wheezing and gasping for air. The obstetrician reassured us that the problem didn't appear to be serious, but explained that they are sending him to an incubator in the premature intensive care unit as a precautionary measure because he wasn't getting enough oxygen into his blood. I panicked and thought, God, he needs oxygen for his brain cells. What if he ends up with brain damage or is mentally retarded? As I walked through the hospital corridors, frightening thoughts raced through my mind. I developed tunnel vision, and I felt as if I were floating across the ceiling. I had fantasies of taking him to clinics for the rest of his life as he struggled with various handicaps. As the night wore on, I was flooded with wave after wave of panic, and I felt like a nervous wreck. Then I asked myself, why don't you do what you tell your patients to do? Aren't you always suggesting that distorted thoughts and not realistic ones upset people? Why don't you write your negative thoughts down on a piece of paper and see if there's something illogical about them? Then I told myself, oh, that wouldn't work because this problem is real. A silly paper and pencil exercise wouldn't do me any good at all. Then I countered this with, why not try it as an experiment and find out? The first thought I wrote down was other people might think less of me if I have a mentally retarded son. I'm a little ashamed to admit that my own ego was already caught up with the accomplishments and intelligence of my own son. But that was how I was thinking. This is such a common trap. We're programmed to believe that if we're number one in athletics or scholastics, scholastics or in careers, there were no longer average or ordinary but special. Our children incorporate this value system as they grow up, and their feelings of self esteem get connected with how talented, successful, or popular they are. Once I wrote my negative thought down and thought about it, I began to see how distorted and unloving it was, and I decided to look at it this way instead. It's not very likely that people will evaluate me based on how intelligent my son is. They're more likely to evaluate me on what I do. Their feelings about me will depend more on how I treat them and how I feel about them than on my own or my son's success. Okay, so that is all for part 4 of the introduction of David D. Burns, MD, the Feeling Good Handbook. If you like this content, like this video, comment below. Thank you very much, and thank you for watching.